Thanks for joining us again. We're back in the workshop, and yes, we're back on the Porsche. 3 weeks in a row. This is too good to be true. Let's not mess around and get straight into it. Let me show you where I've got up to. Oh, bless you. Wendy's clearly had enough. I've actually chopped out the worst bits of the rot that I need to make new pieces. I've got my little sandblaster, which is like a sort of tank, it's a mobile, small sandblaster, but it does the job for little bits like this. I've blasted all inside, and finally, I've reached some solid metal. The inside of that chassis leg and what's left there is perfectly solid and definitely able to weld to. I don't have to chop any more out of this corner. This is it, we're there. But that means I need to start putting things in with a certain amount of precision because things need to be in the right place. And there was one panel, this back panel, the firewall, this panel comes down and across and up. So that whole bit there is missing, and somewhere around here, there was the remains of a captive nut that was in there, welded to the panel, same as on the other side. Obviously that's not a nut, that's a snapped bolt in the nut, but the nut is welded to the back of the panel. So I need to get that in exactly the right place, which is tricky when I don't know what actually bolts to it. I need to know what bolts there. If it's a piece of tinware or something like that, I was imagining it's something that spans over the side. That bolt needs to be in the right place. I can't weld it in because I need to weld the captive nut to the panel before I weld it in place. Again, it's that order of doing things. That led me to various phone calls and text messages to John. Bearing in mind, John works on these almost every day. He knows them inside out, and he straight away, all credit to John, well done. He straight away said, yeah, that's where the engine tinware side panels bolt to. I remember snapping those bolts and unbolting the tinware side panels and throwing them on the floor, and a few of you commented saying keep hold of those, even though they look knackered, keep hold of those because you might be able to straighten them up, or someone would be able to straighten them up and they might be useful. So I've had a rummage up on the shelves, I've found them, and here they are. So these are the original panels that came out of the car. These are what I need to be able to tell me where that captive nut should go on that repair panel before I can weld it in place. Problem is, so these panels sit in there, and you can see they've got these captive nuts all the way down, which match up with these holes in the wing, in the side of the arch. So this is how they fix. The all-important snapped bolt, obviously, is there. There you go. Having the original pair of panels that came from this car when it was made new is fantastic. Obviously, there are benefits to never throwing anything away. Up on these shelves is 3 or 4, 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 of these shelving racks full of parts. I've kept everything that I've unbolted. A few of you commented about the corner panel that I made a couple of episodes ago. It's like, why did you bother drilling out the other one and keeping it? It's like, this is exactly why. Reference. Because when it comes to bolting on the bumper years down the line, and I've made those holes in the wrong place, I'll know because I've got the original panel still. One issue though, of course, it couldn't be straightforward. The side that I'm working on is the worst side, the side with the accident damage. Look at the state of the original panel. If I'm able to get these 2 original panels back into somewhere near the right shape, they're going to be the perfect tool that I need to help with aligning this whole back end up and making sure that that captive nut is in just the right place and that the engine bay is going to be the right size. I know these panels are available new, but who knows if they're the same shape and the right size, and any sort of discrepancies now, I've got nothing really to check against other than the original bits. I'd so much rather keep the original pieces if I can. Saying that, I don't know what condition they're going to be in after I've finished hammering these around. I need to get some new of those weld-on nuts because every single one of them is snapped off, rotten or sheared off and missing. And obviously I need to weld one inside that firewall. And I had a look on the Worth app, which I've downloaded since visiting their store, spending many an evening in the hotel rooms dreaming about tools. I typed it in the app very quickly, weld nut, they've come up, they've got them in every different size you could ever want, including the size that I need. So I've just called them, my local branch, and they've assured me they're gonna make it happen, and I'm gonna have them by tomorrow morning. So we'll see, let's see, fingers crossed. Hopefully Worth can come through and those weld nuts turn up. And by that time, I'll have these somewhere near straight so I can spot weld on the new weld nuts and actually get them bolted in place. That's the dream anyway. Camera's filthy, I'm filthy. But, quick whiz over with a wire wheel. And it's looking a lot better. So this is the right-hand side. It's not the one that I need, but it's the one that's less damaged. I'm starting with the easy one, I'll admit it. I want to get the one that's more straightforward into shape, so then I can use that as a reference for the other one, because the other one is really bad. This one is getting worse and worse though. I'm not sure how this is going to come out. I'm going to persevere though. I'm going to try. I'm not giving up on this panel yet until I've had a good go at it. And if I do have to write it off, it won't be through a lack of trying. Getting there, but I've got a couple of ripples. See there, and that M1 is actually the biggest problem. That is basically, it's where it's stretched, where it's been crashed and it's bent and dented. It's as the metal bends, it stretches, and so now as I'm trying to bend it back into shape, there's just too much material. So I'm going to go back over to the shrinker. The jaws are going to grab that and shrink it, and that should pull that nice and straight. Jeff taught me this, to sort of look after your edges. I'm starting with the flanges around the edge, trying to get those straight and somewhere near where we want it, just to give me somewhere to start from. And then now it's actually quite a nice point where you can sort of start to feel it kind of giving in and it's coming into shape. It's still not dead flat, which it needs to be, but it's looking good. It's actually starting to come around and sort of come together. That edge is straight, that edge is straight, they're nice and 90 degrees. I've just got this sort of ripple halfway up the right hand side, and then the back edge is not quite sitting flat. A little bit more manipulating to go. Then I can start thinking about the rust repair, because this is rusty as well, not only dented and bent. This is definitely not what the fixture table was designed for. I really should probably be hammering on all of this, but hey, it's working, it's doing the job. Don't judge me. So I've got the rotten section cut out. I need to replace it because this is a major sort of section there where this was weak and this wasn't holding its shape nicely. So I'm just going to draw around that. It's a fairly straightforward piece to make. Hopefully I'm going to get it out of one of the incorrect other panels that I made. Waste not, want not. Oh. Right, there we go. I've got my new piece made, folded up and fitting nicely. I just need to fire up the welder and weld that in place. that is the right-hand side finished for now. Really, these are, at the moment, just templates. That's all I'm kind of thinking them as for, like jigs or fixtures. So I'm not going to go absolutely to town and get these painted and done, because there's still every chance I may end up replacing them. But I'm just going to use these to locate the other panels, or to help locate the other panels, combined with measurements and things like that. This one's looking good. I need the weld-on nuts from Worth, which are hopefully going to turn up tomorrow. So until then, this one is on hold, and I better start on the left-hand side, which is the really bad one, and it needs a lot more welding. And it's getting late in the day, so I better get on. Put this one to one side and get the other one out. I had to snip it. I mean, it was about to go anyway, but that was the worst bit. It's obviously a weak point of that panel. The other one had gone almost in the same place, but this one had crumpled up there. That was clearly the crumple zone. This back piece, there's some rust in the middle there, but on the whole, it's not too bad. A bit more hammering to do around here, but it's actually coming into shape quite nicely. It's getting there. Wow, it's a new day. I don't want to wake up Wendy while she's actually being nice and calm, but I'm about to make lots of noise. Bead roller has broken that edge, curved. The folding machine's done that. You can see starting to take shape. This is the good one from the right hand side, and I've sort of flipped them so they're back to back. So this is the side that would run against the chassis leg, the outside of the engine bay, but they're actually back to back. That side's now straightened out, looking good. And then where this repair piece is, so that is going to end up like that. Right, let me fire up the welder again, see if I can get this little patch welded in. The Worth delivery hasn't turned up yet. Slightly worried. If that Worth delivery doesn't turn up, I'm not going to actually be able to get these bolted in after all this work. So fingers crossed. It's nearly lunchtime. Let's see how we go. The two sides, both trays are done. Well, they're not done, not finished, ready to fit forever, but absolutely solid enough for me to do what I need to do. Compared to what we started with at the beginning of the episode, I think we're looking okay. I know they're not perfect, but I just need them to make sure they're the right shape and the right size, and they're both the same, which is good. So we're there, and more good news. Guess what has turned up? Yes, ordered yesterday, turned up today, just around lunchtime. So I've actually got with the times and got myself the Worth app now, so I can just go on my phone, search what I want, order it on there, and free delivery, and it's arrived straight away. The guys, I did call the shop to chat to them first, and they're so helpful. The Medway branch is where I've been, who I've been dealing with there, and they are really, really helpful. I can see the workshop being full of more Worth products very soon. So fast. My first dealings with them, the spot weld drill bits in the previous episode, and now these, and both times, flawless. These little things are weld-on nuts, essentially. They're what I took off at the very start, and they spot weld onto the panel, and it essentially gives you a captive nut. These are exactly the same as the originals, even down to those two little dimples and the sort of slightly rounded rectangular shape. So I'm chuffed. All I need to do now is fire up the spot welder and see if I can actually spot weld these and attach them back where they belong on the sides of these panels. Nothing. Oh my good God. Well, that's grabbed it. It's making all the right noises, but nothing happens. It tries. Look, the jaw tries to move. It is the most frustrating thing, isn't it not? Rushing the world on nuts to get here, killing myself for 2 days trying to get all this stuff done, and then at the last minute, the spot welder, I don't know if it's broken or if I just don't know how to use it. And to be honest, it's so late in the day now, I don't have the time or enthusiasm to try and figure out what I'm doing wrong. I've got the compressed air hooked up to the back, I've got power to it, all the lights are on, and when I pull the trigger, it tries to move, but it only moves a tiny amount, like it almost hasn't got enough air, but I've turned the air up and it doesn't help. Anyone out there that is a spot welding guru, anyone that uses one of these machines, please leave a comment, help. This is so frustrating because now I have to go back home, give Wendy a dinner, and then head down to the repair shop all week. And this is going to be bugging me all week. So I'll be looking forward to Sunday when this video comes out, and I'll be frantically reading the comments. And if anybody out there can give me any feedback or any help with how to use this multi-spot, well, who's it made by? Electron. Well, you'd know. If you know how to use it, you'll have recognized it already. So frustrating. That's going to bug me all week now. That's going to bug me so much. But anyway, I better end the video here. I hope you've enjoyed this update. Thank you to everybody that has already subscribed. I really appreciate it. It helps us out so much. I hope you've enjoyed this little update. I'll try and get back on the Porsche as soon as I can. Thank you so much. From me and Wendy, see you later.